Donald Trump is the 45th president of the United States of America. He may go down in history as the disclosure president. If not, he will at minimum go down in history as the confirmation president. Both of these titles are beyond serious. Here's a July 27th quote by Luis Elizondo, the former head of the UFO program in the Pentagon. I am confident and I am cautiously optimistic that in the next year we're going to have a fundamentally different conversation than we're having today. I think there's going to be additional fidelity to a lot of the things that have come out recently that are going to help us have a better understanding of what it is we're actually seeing here. In my opinion, Elizondo is saying that we will be given additional data that will clarify beyond reasonable doubt that the UFOs in the gun camera videos that have been released so far are not of human origin, are physical, and are technological in nature. GigaThought on Twitter wrote, "Disclosure is addicting, but the US government already released UFO videos last winter. By and large, the public doesn't care. There feels like something is fundamentally wrong with us having to spend so much time convincing dumb people of the truth and not focusing on what to do next." My response to him: the confirmation needs to go deeper. It's not so much that the public doesn't care, it's that the public requires scientists and academics to get on board. Until that happens, the public will largely ignore it. This is why we need even more evidence, truth embargo to blame. I believe that the additional fidelity on the UFO videos that Luis Elizondo says will come out within the next year will get the academics and scientists on board with the UFO subject. Though this will probably be a very sad day for Sarah Scholes. But anyways, who would be a superior disclosure president, Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton? That's what we're going to explore in this video. Oh, if you're wondering why I'm wearing a suit, it's because someone in a past episode down in the comments section asked the following question: is this a cult channel? I mean, I can't have people landing on my channel thinking I'm a cult leader. Kinda kills my brand. You know what? I don't give a damn what anyone thinks. I'm UFO Jesus. UFO Jesus. UFO Jesus. Let's first examine Hillary Clinton as the disclosure president. To do so, it's paramount that we first examine her involvement with the UFO subject. Her involvement can be traced all the way back to 1993, which is the first year of the Rockefeller Initiative, which occurred from 1993 to 1996. The Rockefeller Initiative is where billionaire Lawrence Rockefeller asked the then president, Bill Clinton, to attempt to release all the files pertaining to the UFO ET issue. This initiative unfortunately failed. On April 29, 2014, Bill Clinton arranged to go on the Jimmy Kimmel Show to be asked about the UFO alien subject. On the show, he explained that he tried to find out what the government knows about UFOs and aliens. Many believe that when Clinton tried to find out what the government knows about UFOs, he was stonewalled and told he didn't have a need to know, even though such a rejection is a breach of the United States Constitution. On February 13, 2015, John Podesta, who was Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman, published his famous regret tweet. Finally, my biggest failure of 2014. Once again, not securing the disclosure of the UFO files. Hashtag, the truth is still out there. CC at New York Times Dowd. What makes this tweet so utterly mind-blowing is that you have to understand that February 13th, 2015 was the very last day of an 11-month stint in which John Podesta was employed as an advisor for Barack Obama. And that was his biggest regret while working with Barack Obama. So apparently, Podesta was trying to help Obama release the UFO files that the US government possesses. Another interesting aspect of Podesta's tweet is he starts it with, once again. That once again he is referring to is without question the Rockefeller Initiative. John Podesta was Bill Clinton's chief of staff during the Clinton administration and was involved in the Rockefeller Initiative. Here is Hillary Clinton in an interview on the Breakfast Club radio program.
Now, if you become president, are you really going to tell the truth about UFOs? I am. I want to open the files as much as we can.
It's important to note that her statement during that radio interview occurred during her presidential campaign. And this was only one of many instances where Hillary Clinton went on the record and told the American people that she wants to release as many files as possible on the UFO ET subject. For a full 2 years up until the presidential election, the news media started covering the Clintons' connection to the ET UFO subject. According to Stephen Bassett, 400 articles on this subject were published during this time. This is how I know that if the following would have happened with Hillary Clinton in office, there is not a chance in the universe that she would have been able to avoid answering the question. Jordan?
Thanks, Sarah. I actually want to ask about UFOs. Several media reports this week disclosed Sorry.
I was going to say, I don't know if that's a coincidence or not. I feel like I already want to pass on this question, given that you've got aliens sitting among you.
Several media reports disclosed the existence of a secret Pentagon program that was researching UFOs, funding right now for that in 2012. Does the president believe in the existence of UFOs, and would he be interested in restoring funding for that program?
Somehow that question hasn't come up in our back and forth over the last couple days, but I will check into that and be happy to circle back.
So what would make Hillary Clinton a good disclosure president? Well, that depends on how you define good disclosure president. For our purpose, good disclosure president is a president that contributes to disclosure occurring the quickest. Just to be clear, I'm looking at all this in the most neutral, bipartisan way I can. I don't do politics on my channel, but I won't shy away from covering news that is related to past presidents or the current president. Now, let's examine how Donald Trump will potentially perform as a disclosure president. Unfortunately, as far as I know, President Trump has never publicly said a single word about the UFO subject. That doesn't mean, however, that he never will. In fact, he absolutely will. He will have no choice but to do so when the forthcoming data comes out that Luis Elizondo spoke about that will give greater clarity on the 3 UFO videos already released. From my perspective, our best chance of President Trump strongly helping us get disclosure as quickly as possible is if he believes that the citizens of the United States have a right to know about the UFO reality. It's all going to hinge on that. At some point before he leaves office, he's going to have to comment on the UFO subject. His attitude about what people have a right to know is going to determine how he handles that situation. I do hope that he has a firm and unwavering belief that the citizens of the United States and indeed of the world have a right to know that we are being visited by physical, technological crafts that are far superior to any military platform in the world. Stephen Bassett believes that the constant media circus surrounding Donald Trump's administration is hampering the efforts of To the Stars Academy to help initiate disclosure because it's causing the media to not pay enough attention to the UFO developments that are ongoing right now. Bassett also believes that one reason Tom DeLonge was able to begin putting together a team of government insiders back in 2015 that would help get the Pentagon to release files on the UFO phenomena is because senior officials at the Pentagon wanted to get ahead of Hillary Clinton, pushing for disclosure. The Pentagon was well aware of the media's persistent coverage on the Clintons' connection to the UFO ET subject that occurred for 2 years prior to Election Day. And nobody in a million years thought President Donald Trump would win over Hillary Clinton. So here we are, August 1st, 2018. Can Donald Trump be an amazing disclosure president? Well, as far as my definition is concerned, I think he can be. But it remains to be seen. He was put to the test back in December when his White House press secretary, Sarah Sanders, was asked about the UFO program in the Pentagon. In my opinion, he failed that test. He will absolutely be put to the test again. Depending on how he handles it will determine if he's a good disclosure president or not. But there is another way Trump could help this transition we're all going through right now. This transition of the world having explosive scientific verification that UFOs are absolutely real and not of human origin. I'll share an insight with you that was given to me by Twitter user @_dregs_. Yeah, it's hard to say. Look at all the stuff coming out through NASA about potential life. Just a coincidence? Even Tom hinted that's how it would happen. And then there is media, the JPL show, Strange Angel, I think it's called. And then History Channel's Project Blue Book. Honestly, it almost even feels like the chaos surrounding the Trump presidency is part of this. I know that seems far out, but it's breaking down the public's sense of reality and thus creating fertile ground for a complete restructuring of the world. Can't really prove that or necessarily believe it, but it feels like it. It certainly is distracting. So much so that people hardly blinked at the New York Times article because they had been so overwhelmed by all the other news. And then there is complete silence on the fact that Steve Justice from Skunkworks is working with Tom DeLonge to build an aerospace company, and not one mention of the metamaterials they just announced. Even if you think it's nonsense, it's definitely newsworthy. So will the Trump administration help us move into a post-disclosure world? I'm gonna let you decide. Let me know in the comment section below how you feel the Trump administration is going to help us or hurt us to accomplish disclosure. Don't forget to subscribe. And I want to give a special shout out to Stephen Bassett of ParadigmResearchGroup.org. I could not have done this video without the access to all his research. I'm going to put a link below to his website, ParadigmResearchGroup.org. He has an awesome blog, and I'm also going to give a link to his YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to his YouTube channel, then you have issues. Stephen Bassett is the world preeminent expert on the Clintons' ET connection. If you'd like to support this channel, you can check out my merch shop. Link is in the description. Or you can even become a patron. Or you can just slap a like on this bad boy and I'll appreciate it so much. Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.